Good evening, everyone. We are underway here at Atkinson Pool. We just finished event number 1, which is the girls' 200-yard medley relay. We had little technical difficulties, so apologies for the late start. We're going to get underway with event number 2, the boys' 200 medley. In lane 2, we have Emmett Surratt for Wayland, Alex Liu for Wayland, Zach Zhang, Finn Surratt. In lane number 3 for the Warriors from Sudbury, Aiden Harrison, Nico Barrera, Jacob Goodman, Ollie Adams. In lane 4 for Wayland, Brady Foley, David Ryu, Aiden Wang, and Zach Rainville. In lane 5 for the Warriors, Joseph Hugh will start things off, handing off to Aleka Buendia. George Napick and Andrew Simon will be anchoring that. For Wayland, Will Strail, sorry if I'm butchering names, Russell Wong, Braden Hilter, sorry, and Luke Paitila. For the Lincoln Sudbury Warriors, Aiden Murphy is in lane 7, handing off to Clark Thompson, Kyle McCormick, and Harvey Andrews. And finally, in lane number 8, Noah Stefanik, Andrew Fang, Matthias Johansson, and Graham Schwent for the Wayland Warriors. All right, we are underway here at Atkinson Pool in beautiful, rainy Sudbury. Looks like Wayland coming in 1 and 2 in that heat. Andrew Simon touching the wall for third for the Warriors. As we move on to the individual events. All right, we do not have all the Wayland swimmers in the individual events. As soon as I get an updated heat sheet, I will update everybody with the Wayland swimmers. But for now, girls 200-yard freestyle event number 3. Hannah Robinson in lane 1, Colby Graff in lane 3, Bella Newbern in lane 5, and Katie Pazak in lane 7. Bella Newbern closing a small gap in lane 5 as we come down to the final 25. sorry, final 50. Bella has closed that lap and has taken the lead in lane 5. Colby Graff trying to hang on to third. It's the Wayland swimmer in lane 4 gives chase to Bella, making it interesting here. Bella will cruise in. Great showing by Wayland there on that swim. Couple of sectional times on that. The sectional time being 2:10.76. 2:10.76 on that. So we have a couple sectional times. If some of those swimmers have not yet made sectionals in that 200. All right, on to the boys. Once again, no Wayland swimmers in the system yet. We're working on that. John Adrian over in lane 1. Graham Skelly in lane 3. Thomas, the Torpedo Epic, in lane 5. And Aiden Rusk in lane 7. Thomas giving chase to the Wayland swimmer. Right. That is Billy Burke in lane 4. Thomas Epic giving chase. Neck and neck. Boys sectional time for this is 1:56.99. State time is 1:53.89. Those are the times to watch. Thomas Epic pouring it on in the last 25. Doing very well. Great swim by Billy in lane 4. Graham Skelly taking third place honors in that. And Peter Morris coming in 4th. Good swim. All right, event number 5 coming up. We've got the girls 200 IM in event number 5. Hadley Jackson for the Lincoln Sudbury Warriors in lane 1. Tina Sue for Wayland in lane 2. Corinne Bronson in lane 3. Ada Schulman in lane 4 for Wayland. Maeve Hogan in lane 5. Maya Lee in lane 6. Caroline Kane in lane 7. And Charlotte Wong for Wayland in lane number 8. And they're off. Maeve Hogan looking solid on the fly as she transitions to back. Followed closely by two Wayland swimmers. Maeve is out in front on the breaststroke, and the rest of the field are the Wayland swimmers in lane 2, 4, and 6. As Maeve transitions into freestyle in the last 50. .228.59 is the sectional cut. 224.56 for states. It's a great time for Maeve. 2:21. That is a state cut. Ada Schulman with a sectional cut in that race. Once again, 2:28.59 for sectional and 2:24 for state cut. All right, as the girls warm down, we're going to transition over to the boys. For the boys in lane 1 from Lincoln Sudbury, Finn Larson. Brady Foley for Wayland in lane 2. Nico Barrera for the Lincoln Sudbury Warriors in lane 3. Aiden Wang in lane 4. Aleko Buendia in lane 5 for the Warriors. David Ryu in lane 6. Jacob Goodman in lane 7 for LS. And George Stafford rounding it out in lane 8 for Wayland. Aiden out in front early, followed by his comrade David. Aleko Buendia giving chase. As they finish out the backstroke. Wayland looking 1, 2, and 3 at the moment. Nico and Aleko neck and neck as they transition to breast. We'll see what Nico can do here. If he can make up any ground. He is a breaststroker. Well, David and Aiden giving each other a race for Wayland. Aiden pulling it out in the final 25 of that IM, followed closely by, that was Aiden finishing it out, followed closely by David. For the boys, the state sectional cut is 2:12:47. So we have some sectional cuts there, and a 2:08. So Aiden just under 2:08.13 with a 2:07.97. That is a state cut time. All right, as the boys warm down from the IM. It's a good time for Nico, by the way, the 2:22.01. Making it up on the breaststroke there in true Barrera fashion. All right, we are transitioning over to the 50 splash and dash yard freestyle. Heat 1 of 3. We've got Allison Graff, Kara Schoder, Bridget Hogan, Arpi Abrimni, Abram Mini. I'm sorry. Josh Halsey in lane 5, Deirdre Brown in lane 6, and Lydia Mossy in lane 7. Cool. $26.88 is the time to beat. Got a few sectional cuts up there. 26.80 is the state cut. So we have sectional and state cuts. All right. Heat number 2, Maddie Maltby in lane 1, Alexandria Bell in lane 2, Lila Palmer in lane 3, Caroline Rent in lane 4, Isabel Murphy in lane 5, Riley Lechhilter in lane 6, Lil Sullivan in lane 7, and Paulina Ilian in lane 8. Little battle in heat number 2 between Isabel Murphy and Caroline Rent. Great swim by both of them. That is a sectional cut, I think, for both of them. No, just missing. I'm sorry. Just missing that sectional cut. Again, the sectional cut, 26.88. All right, heat number 3. Misha Lee in lane 2. Brianna Nealon in lane 3. Audrey Larson in lane 4. Elise Aragini in lane 5. Hannah Gordon in lane 6. Josie Brumbaugh in lane 7. And Addison Voigt in lane number 8. Josie Brumbaugh touching the wall. Oh, I'm sorry. That was not Josie. That was Elise Arragini touching the wall on that. Knocking out a personal best. 29.66 on that. Taking almost 2 seconds off her best time. That's a lot in a 50. All right, we are moving on to the boys. Heat number 1, splash and dash. Aiden Harrison in lane 1, Grant Lee in lane 2, Mateo Krebs in lane 3, Kevin Gia in lane 4, Nolan Schlesman in lane 5, Zach Rainville in lane 6, Joseph Hugh in 7, and Braden Litchhilter in lane 8. Schlesman means business. Touching that wall. 23.79 is the sectional cut. 23.19 is the state cut for that particular 50 for the boys. So the magic number is under 23.79. It was a great swim by Nolan. All right, heat number 2 of 2. So this is the final heat for the boys. In the 50-yard splash and dash. Noah Stefanik in lane 2. Kyle McCormick in lane 3. Mario Purser in lane 4. George Napick in lane 5. Andrew Fang in 6. Aiden Murphy in 7. And Matthew Tan in lane number 8. Looked like Noah Stefanik touching the wall first for Wayland on that one. All right, great first half. We are going to be transitioning over to diving. So bear with us as we move some equipment around and we go silent. All right, I believe that was Catherine. All right, this is Julia for Sudbury, Julia's son. Oh, I'm sorry, for Wayland. Oh, this is Julia, sorry. 6.5, 6, and 6 for Julia's son. Elizabeth up on the board for Sudbury. Six, 4, and 5 for Elizabeth. Mia, me on the board for Wayland. Six and a half, 6, 5, and a 6.5, I believe. Maddie up on the board. Four, 5, and 4. Ashley Hannah for Wayland. Five and a half, 4, and a 5. Four, 4.5, 3.5. Daniel for Lincoln Sudbury. Six, 5, and 5.5 for Daniel. Nice job. Four, 5.5, I believe it was, and a 5.5. Five and a half, 5, and a 5. This is Nina for Wayland. In 5.5, 5, 5.5. Catherine Tan up on the board. Five, 5, 4.5. Claire for Lincoln Sudbury. Ooh. Four, 3.5, 3.5. Five, 4, and 5. Elizabeth Hudig up on the board. Six, 5.5, 6.5. This is me for Wayland Warriors. Five, 6, and a 6. Maddie Berry up on the board for LS. Five and a half, 5.5, and a 6. Ashley Hanna back on the board for Wayland. Four and a half, 4, and a 5.5. Five, 6, 5.5. Daniel. Daniel getting some air. 6.5 on the first judge. 7. That's what I'm talking about. 6.5. So that was a 6.5, 7, and a 6.5. Four and a half, 5.5, 4.5. All right, we are back to the top of the order. for the girls. Nina Ironman back up on the board for Wayland. Catherine. 4, 4.5, 4.5. Claire Callender for the Warriors. Six, 6.5, 5.5, I believe. Sixes. Elizabeth. Six and a half, and a 7. I believe this is Mia. Five and a half, 5.5. Maddie. Ashley before we head over to the boys. Four and a half, 4 and a 5. Four, 4.5, 4.5. Daniel Leonce back up on the board. Let's see if he goes for some more big air here. Nice. 5.5, 5.5, and a 6.5. 4, 3, and 4 on that last one. Six and a half, 7. And I believe the last one was also a 6.5. All right, Nina's back up on the board for Wayland. You know, there's no better time than to tell everybody about January 9th. What is January 9th, you might ask? From 5 to 9 p.m. Do not cook dinner. I repeat, do not cook dinner. Instead, give our good friends over at Lotus Blossom a call and tell them that you are starving and that you need some Chinese food stat. This is our fundraiser for the year, our Lotus Blossom fundraiser. Tell everyone you know, including that cranky neighbor down the street, and tell them to eat a lot. Once again, this is January 9th from 5 to 9 p.m. Cranky neighbors included. Make sure you tell them that this is for the LS Swim and Dive fundraiser. And Wayland folks listening, if you're feeling generous, eat at Lotus Blossom that night. Six and a half, 7, and 6.5, I believe. Elizabeth back up on the board for the Warriors. Five, 6, 5.5. Mia back up on the board for Wayland. Six, 7, and a 5. Maddie. Six and 1/2, 6 and 1/2, and a 6 for Maddie. Ashley back up on the board. Six, 6.5, and a 6. Back over to the boys. Four, 4.5, 3.5. Daniel back up on the board for the Warriors of Lincoln Sudbury. Once again, getting that height. And the scores show that. I love it. 7 and 1/2, 7, and a 7.5. Great job. 5.5, 5.5, and a 5. Six, 6, and a 7. Nina back up on the board for Wayland. Five, 5, 5.5. Catherine. Five, 5, 5.5, I believe. Hard to hear it, but hopefully that's correct. Claire up on the board. Claire Callender for Lincoln Sudbury. Six, 6, and a 5.5. Julia's son for Wayland. It's 5, 5.5, and a 5, I believe. Sorry, it was hard to hear. Elizabeth back up on the board. Six, 6, and a 5 for Elizabeth. Mia up on the board for Wayland. I believe that was a 4, 5.5, and a 5.5, if I'm not mistaken. Maddie Berry up on the board for the Warriors. Seven, 6.5, 6.5. It's a tough one. Nathan on deck, or on the board rather. Four, 4. Daniel back up on the board for LS. Four and a half, 5.5, 5.5. 5-5-5. Nice dive. 6.5, 7, and a 7.5. Nina. I believe that was Catherine. 5.5, 5, and 5. Claire Calendar up on the board for LS. Little on the over rotation there. 4.5, 4, 3.5. Julia. All right. Elizabeth up. Five and a half and 2 5s. Mia for Wayland. Five, 5, 5.5. Maddie. Four and a half, 5, 5. Ashley. Nice. I could not hear the scores. I apologize. Daniel up on the board. 5.5, 6, 6.5. Four, 3.5, and a 4. All right, that concludes diving. We are going to go silent for a little bit as we move some gear around. Kids are going to do their second warm up, and we'll go from there. Be back in a little bit. No better time than now for a commercial break. January 9th, Lotus Blossom, LSSD fundraiser, skip dinner, let Lotus Blossom do all the work. Download the menu and get your order ready now. You'll know exactly what you want, make it super easy, and who knows, maybe you'll add an extra crab rangoon onto that and life will be good. All right, we'll see you back here in a little bit. That is next week, January 9th, 5 to 9 p.m. Don't forget to tell them that it is for LSSD and Julie sent you. All right, we are back for the second half. We are moving on to event number 11. Girls 100-yard butterfly. Let's see if I've got all the swimmers here. No, my heat sheet does not include the Wayland swimmer, so apologies in advance. So for LS, we've got lanes 3, 5, and 7. That is Lila Palmer, Joss Halsey, and Lillian Janigian. Joss Halsey cruising into the wall in the number 1 spot. 101.88. Sectional and state cut times for the girls in the 100-yard butterflies, 107.32 and 105.75. So we had a couple state and sectional cuts. That state cut also for Wayland with that 105.44 in lane 2. All right, on to the boys. The boys' state cut, sectional cut rather is 58.61. State cut is 56.63. Those are the times to watch. Aiden Harrison in lane 3 for the LS Warriors and Graham Skelly in lane 5. The rest of the field is from Wayland. Graham coming out strong on the first 50. Aiden Harrison looking strong as well. Aiden making a play for second. It's going to be close. Very close race. Graham Skelly into the wall first with a 1:02.1. Getting some props from Lids Mossy on that one. Aiden Harrison just behind with a 101.26. 101.13 in second place in lane 4 for Wayland. Just a touch. All right, this is now event number 13, the girls' 100-yard freestyle. Isabel Murphy in lane 1, McKenna Murray in lane 3, Bridget Hogan in lane 5, and Allison Graff in lane 7. Again, I do not have the Wayland swimmers on this heat sheet. If I can get an updated one, I will. For the 100 free, 59:51 is the time to watch. That is a sectional cut. 58:21 is your state cut. McKenna Murray into the wall first with a 56.81. That is a state cut. Loving it. A couple other state cuts up on the board. Again, that state cut is 58.21. Sectional cut for Bridget Hogan. All right, heat number 2. Eden Tottenham's over in lane 1. Cece Mossy in lane 3. Katie Pazak in 5. And Lil Sullivan in lane 7. Wayland out ahead in this heat. There's a battle for second in this heat. Katie Pazak digging. And all right, it's good solid heat. We'll highlight in that heat, CC Mossy getting a personal best, knocking 2 seconds. Nearly 2 seconds off her seed time on that. Always promising to knock off a couple seconds in a race like that. All right. For the boys, event number 14, boys 100-yard freestyle. George Napick in lane 1, Mateo Krebs in lane 3. Nolan Schlesman giving a shout out to Grandma and Grandpa out in Ohio in lane 5, and Andrew Simon in lane 7. Wayland giving chase to Nolan, who's leading this heat at turn number 2. As they come in for the final 25. Times to watch in this race are 52:48 for sectional and 51:13 for the state cut. First couple hit the wall. That's Nolan Schlesman in first place. 48:47, well below both of these swimmers. Number 1 and number 2 in that. The swimmer from Wayland, well underneath state cut time. All right, heat number 2. Got Adrian John, Harvey Andrews, Jacob Goodman, and Aiden Rusk. All Lincoln Sudbury heat here. All right, we are on to event number 15, the 500-yard freestyle. You know what that means. It's time to order dinner. Tonight's dinner break is brought to you by Market Basket. Market Basket. We got it all. Head on over to Market Basket, get the Schlesman special. That's the cheeseburger and fries for $4.99, I think it is. Maybe it might even be $3.99. Personally, I'm a big fan of the Italian sub. Head on over, give yourself a break. But you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me that next week, January 9th, is the Lincoln Sudbury Swim and Dive Team fundraiser. Don't forget, January 9th, give Lotus Blossom a call. Tell them you are starving and to feed you some deliciousness from Lotus Blossom. I'm a big fan of the crispy chicken, personally, and yeah, it's pretty darn good. Make sure you tell them that the fundraiser is for Lincoln Sudbury Swim and Dive. 5 to 9 p.m., January 9th. Don't forget. All right, the girls 500 are in the water. For the LS Warriors, Josie Brumbaugh is over in lane 1. Bella Newbern is in lane 3. Colby Graff, our 500 pro, is in lane 5. And Elise Aragini in lane 7. Bella Newbern out to a really strong start over in lane 3. Colby Graff in lane 5, and the Wayland swimmer in, I believe it is lane 6, are neck and neck. Bella Newbern first into the wall. 5:44.56. That is just 1 second off of a girl's state cut. Colby Graff in second with a sectional cut of a 5:53. So the cuts for this particular race are 5:54.51 and a 5:43 for the state cut, 5:43.87. So Colby getting a sectional cut on that race, and Bella just getting a state cut. So great race on that. All right, in event number 16 for the boys 500-yard freestyle, we got Ollie Adams over in lane 3. Thomas, I will refuse to kick during the 500 epic in lane 5. Aiden Murphy in lane 7. All right, once again, that's Ollie Adams up in lane 3. Top of your screen. Thomas Epic, the torpedo, in lane 5. And Aiden Murphy in lane 7. All right, we're just about past the halfway point, and it's a great time to remind you about January 9th, Lotus Blossom. Tell them LSSD sent you. Order up some dinner. Dine in or pick up. It's all good. All right, for the boys 500, 523 is the sectional cut. 523.10 and 513.27 is the state cut. Thomas Epic coming in to the wall with a 5:07. Wayland swimmer coming in with a 5:12 state cut.
He has another 50.
Ollie Adams shaving almost 10 seconds off of his time. It's a good swim. All right. It's relay time of event number 17. Girls 200-yard freestyle. Love this race. It doesn't. I'm getting some side commentary here. No, it does not allow me to breathe at all. It's a whole bunch of 50s. It's the great relay. All right. Over in lane one, we've got Cece Mossy starting things off, hanging off to Grace Cormier, Brianna Nealand, and Maddie Maltby. In lane three, Maeve Hogan will be handing off to Eden Tottenham, Katie Pazak, and Colby Graff. In lane five, Isabel Murphy handing off to Allison Graff, Bella Newbern, and Bridget Hogan. And in lane seven, Lydia Mossy handing off to Lil Sullivan, Lillian Janigian, and Lila Palmer. All right. Lydia Mossy touching the wall first for the Warriors of Lincoln Sudbury. Let's see if that lead will hold. Some strong 50-yard swimmers in this heat, especially off of a race start. Strong relay in lane 4 for Wayland. Out in front. Wayland going 1 and 2 in that. It's Bridget Hogan, or Maeve Hogan rather, I think. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's Maeve Hogan hitting the wall for LS. All right. Event number 18, the boys 200-yard freestyle relay. Coming up. Over in lane 3, Nico Barrera is going to be handing off to Graham Skelly, Harvey Andrews, and Ollie Adams. In lane 5 for the LS Warriors, Mateo Krebs handing off to Aleka Buendia, Thomas Epic, and then anchoring that, Nolan Schlesman. In lane 7, Clark Thompson will be handing off to Aiden Rusk, Jacob Goodman, and Adrian John. LS and Wayland neck and neck with Mateo Krebs just being out-touched, but Aleko off the wall, or off the blocks, taking the lead. Let's see how they are after the turn. Now Wayland is back in front. This is one of the reasons I love this race. Aleko holding strong, just half a length away. Handing off to Thomas Epic. Thomas, off the start, takes the lead for the LS Warriors again. And on the turn, Wayland cuts it back in half as the handoff goes to Nolan Schlesman. Thomas just out-touching Wayland at the wall. Nolan first into the wall. Wayland giving chase. Schlesman, yes. Great race by both teams. Jockeying for lead back and forth. Wayland also coming in third on that, and fourth. Some big relay points for the Wayland Warriors there. But that was a great race. And that is why I love the 200 freestyle relay. All right. We are on to event number 19, and this is the girls' 100-yard backstroke. Over in lane 1, we've got Caroline Kane. Hannah Robinson's in lane 3. McKenna Murray in lane 5 and Corinne Bronson in lane 7. This is close. Looks like McKenna Murray has a slight edge in lane 5 over lane 4 for Wayland. A lot of black caps, though, chasing her. McKenna extending that lead. But once again, we got a lot of black and orange caps following her as Wayland comes in second, third, fourth in that race. Hannah Robinson coming in on the wall in 5th place on that. Hannah knocking off a couple seconds though, so that's always goodness. Getting those times to drop coming off of the holiday break, it's always a good thing. All right, we are on to the boys. Event number 20. Oh, there's a second heat. I apologize. Not on my heat sheet, so it's all Wayland swimmers. Second heat. All right. On to the boys. Event number 20, 100-yard backstroke. Finn Larson's over in lane 1. Andrew Simon, the Drewski, the Ginger Ninja, over in lane 3. Joseph Hugh in lane 5 and Kyle McCormick in lane 7. Wayland out to an early lead. Very close for second right now between Wayland and LS. Wayland secures second place on that turn. It's Joseph Hugh giving chase. Drew Simon giving chase in fourth place. Wayland extending its lead in first. But Joseph Hugh is hot on the trail. Joseph coming in third, I believe, on that. For those who are curious, this sectional cut on that is 59.97. So swimmers just off of that cut. All right. My next favorite event. Event number 21, the girls, 100-yard breast. Grace Calmer over in lane 1. Lydia Mossy in lane 3. Maeve Hogan in lane 5. Hadley Jackson in lane 7. Sectional cut for this race is a 117.21. State cut, 116 flat. LS and Wayland out of the gate strong. Maeve Hogan, followed by Wayland, followed by Lydia Mossy in lane 3. Solid turn by Lydia. That was a great 50. Let's see if they can all finish strong. As they come into the last 25. Maeve out in front. Lydia actually finding a second gear here. Pushing. Sectional cut for Lydia Mossy. She's going to be happy with that. Just missing states by 0.48. Maeve Hogan looking solid with a 112.91. Swimmer from Wayland just a second and a half behind her. But Lydia's going to be happy with that sectional cut. All right, now we're moving on to the boys. In lane 3, Aleko Buendia. In lane 5, Nico Barrera. In lane 7, Clark Thompson. Wayland looking solid as they hit the wall after the first 50. Nico giving chase, as is Aleko. 107.10 is the sectional cut for the boys. 105.12 state. Sectional cut there for the Wayland swimmer. All right, it is finale time. Event number 23, the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay. Over in lane 1, Lil Sullivan's going to be handing off to Brianna Nealand, Maddie Maltby, and Elise Aragini. In lane 3, Katie Pazak will hand off to Colby Graff, Eden Tottenham, and Caroline Kane. In lane 5, Allison Graff will be handing off to Bella Newbern, McKenna Murray, and Joss Halsey. That's a lane to watch. And in lane 7, Lillian Janigian will be handing off to Cece Mossy, Lila Palmer, and Hannah Robinson. Lane 7, sophomores and one freshman. Wayland looking strong at the first 50. LS giving chase, as is the second Wayland team. I believe that's Bella Newbern in the water for the Warriors in lane 5. Trying to close the gap. All right, McKenna Murray getting up on the board, on the blocks for the Warriors from LS. Seeing if she can cut the Wayland lead down. She's a distance swimmer, so 100's nothing. And in fact, she is closing that gap at the first 50 of her leg. Question is, can she tee up a solid leg for Joss Halsey, who's stepping up on the board? As Joss takes off. She means business. Halsey takes second on the first turn as she comes into the 50. Halsey takes first after the first 50. It's getting loud. Josh screaming in. Taking first place on that relay. And it's official. Wayland taking second and third, though. Possibly fourth. Yep. Fourth place for Wayland as well. But that lane 5 relay is something else. It's a 4:09.1. Beating the state cut time by 4 seconds. All right. It's going to get loud again for the boys. Our final event of the evening, event number 24, boys 400-yard freestyle relay. Over in lane 3, George Napik's going to be handing off to Aiden Harrison, Joseph Hugh, and Andrew the Drewski, the Ginger Ninja Simon. In lane 5, Mateo Krebs will be handing off to Graham Skelly, Thomas Epic, and Nolan Schlesman as the anchor. In lane 7 for LS, Aiden Rusk off to Ollie Adams, handing off to Adrian John and Finn Larson. All right, and Nolan again sending out a shout out before his race to Grandma in New Jersey. Thanks for tuning in. Are you not entertained? So before we hit the water, one last shot. Probably not, but one last shout out for January 9th, 5 to 9 p.m. Don't you dare cook that evening. Order dinner from Lotus Blossom. Tell them LSSD sent you. Whoosh. And the boys are in. All right, lane 5 is the lane to watch for the LS Warriors. I'm sure Wayland is going to make it exciting. Wayland out to an early lead. Mateo Krebs giving chase. Wayland really widening that lead on the first 100. In goes Skelly. Looking to close the gap. And Graham is doing just that. Graham has taken the lead down to a swimmer's length. Let's see what Thomas Epic can do. In this race, Thomas is actually forced to kick, so. Oh, that was a great start by Epic. Really cutting the lead for Wayland in half. The second half of these events are really tough on Thomas. He goes from the 500 to the 200 relay and into the 400 relay. As Thomas Epic takes the lead, as he hits this final turn into the final 25, handing off to Nolan Schlesman. Let's see if Nolan can take it home. .338.31 is the state cut. 338.31. This group has already achieved that, but let's see how they do today. Nolan extending that lead into the final 50. Schlesman into the wall. 330 flat. That's just 1 second off of their best time. The 329 is their seed time. But once again, Wayland coming in 2, 3, and 4 in that race. Solid performance by that LS Warrior relay team, both the boys and girls. Not yielding. Big shout out to the Wayland team. It was a great performance today. All right, they're going to finish up with some cheers, and we'll sign off for the evening. Once again, I said it was going to be the last time, but obviously I lied. Lotus Blossom, January 9th. Don't you dare order dinner. Tell all your friends and your neighbors, including the neighbors you don't like, to order dinner from Lotus Blossom on January 9th. Wayland parents, don't forget to support us by ordering dinner from Lotus Blossom. January 9th, 5 to 9 p.m. Tell them LSSD sent you. Trying to get the results. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Always a lot of fun hosting Wayland, our crosstown rivalry here. All right. For the girls' team scores, Wayland High School 97, Lincoln Sudbury 89. For the boys' team scores, Wayland High School 102, Lincoln Sudbury 81. Once again, a great showing. Congratulations to Wayland High. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you at the next meet.